Hey everybody, my name is Dee Knott. I am the CEO of Virtual Tribe Marketing Consultants. And I've recently started to step up my efforts to get out and start taking advantage of some of these amazing networking groups in my own local area. I used to hate to go because I felt like people would see me as one of those cheesy salespeople who are just going to pounce on them the moment I answered that question. So what do you do? People are afraid to come across as one of those networking vampires who sees everybody as their potential customer and they just start to pitch instead of network. My idea of prepping for these events was coming up with a good escape plan. I'm always on the hunt for a better way to do things, so I definitely got to work on learning how to share what I did with other businesses so I would be instantly referable. I mean, that's the name of the game. These people, they're more than likely not my prospects, but they are connected to my prospects. I want them to be able to add value to those people who they would refer to me. I want them to instantly understand what I do and what the big result would be so they could feel safe and confident that introducing me to a client or a friend would be a no-brainer. I know that when I create a great connection for one of my clients and it's a success, it just solidifies my role as a trusted advisor and it elevates my status even further. So it's my goal to make that happen for those people that I network with. I have a duty to make sure that they understand the tremendous value I offer so they can experience the same elevated status with their clients and friends. 30 to 60 seconds is not a lot of time. Wasting it could cost you thousands in lost opportunities. So I want to share with you in this Ninja Networking Workshop how to create a message that will instantly communicate your true value so that you can get more qualified referrals and clients. So I think a better way to describe this Ninja Networking Workshop is how to create your mic drop instant referral getting messages. Let's get started. Is this you? Do you dread answering the question, what do you do? And you just struggle to come up with a compelling answer. You go to networking events and you leave feeling that you've missed a lot of opportunities because you were just too self-conscious about trying not to come off as a pushy salesperson that you really leave with nothing to show for it. And when you do actually answer the question, what do? You can actually feel the missile defense sequences firing up for that person that asked you, and you can see them trying to plan their escape. You feel misunderstood or put into a basket with others who are in the same profession who can say what you say, but they can't do what you do. And you're just frustrated that they just don't get it, and they see you as one more scoop of vanilla in a sea of vanilla. You're not alone. I would have to say 99.9% of the people that go to networking events that I have been to are just not able to do this effectively. So they're up there trying to tell us what they're doing and how they can add value, but it's not coming across. So it's painful. And it was painful for me to do it. So here's what we're going to cover today. I'm going to talk about the top mistakes that businesses make at networking events that shut down communications almost immediately. Exactly what to say to give instant clarity of your super value so that others will be bending over backwards to refer their trusted friends and colleagues to you. A guaranteed formula for creating those mic drop instant referral getting messages and an action plan to implement what you've learned here today. So let's talk about those top mistakes that pretty much everybody makes in these networking situations. The first mistake is to answer the question, what do you do, with a label. I'm an accountant. I'm a plumber. I'm a marketing consultant. I'm a mortgage broker. Nothing will shut down a conversation faster than using a label because people have preconceived ideas of what it is that you do. So why bother talking any more about it? They already know everything they need to know, right? Well, no, but as far as they're concerned, they do. So it just shuts it down. So we're not going to do that. I'm going to teach you how to do this without that label. Next is being dull and answering with a boring industry jargon. Like a mortgage broker can talk about the latest products, the interest rate, government regulations, and how they're affecting the market right now. But nobody knows what any of that means. And how do you translate that into a referral? You may sound wicked smart, but unless you're talking to another mortgage broker, your message isn't going to land very well. When you try to go deep and start explaining your process to kind of clarify these things for people, it gets even worse. So we're going to show you how to stop doing that as well. Or how about this one? And we're all guilty of this. Changing our message all the time, mostly because we're unsatisfied with the message or we think people didn't get it the last time, so I need to kind of tweak this so I get a better result. But trust me, this presents a lot of problems, mostly because the majority of people do this on the fly. You're at a networking event and you're listening to others give their 30 seconds and you start to kind of doubt what your message is. And right there on the fly, right there before your turn, you start rewriting your message. It never goes well. It just erodes trust in your message and you can't feel confident with that message. And that's how it's going to come across. Having messages that are done on the fly just don't do a lot to build trust. It's subtle, but people can read a lot into how you deliver your message. If you sound unsure or if you're stumbling over your words, it's just not a confidence booster for those who are listening. Maybe you yourself aren't sure about your message. Maybe they can't trust you enough to refer you to other people. Your self-introduction is 20% of what you say, but it's 80% of how you deliver it. When you know that you've created a mic drop message, your confidence is high and it comes across to everybody in the room. Even if you mess up a little bit on the delivery, yeah, I still do. Your confidence in your message and your ability to provide extreme value to your clients will absolutely shine through. I'm going to show you how to do all of this in this training. Next, let's talk about the 4 qualities of a good message. If you get these qualities down, your messages are going to do all the heavy lifting for you. The first one is that your messages are clear. When you say it, they get it. There's nothing lost in translation. In that 30 to 60 seconds, you are going to be able to clearly articulate what it is that you do. You don't need a slide rule. You don't need a PowerPoint presentation. You just have a clear, concise message. They just get it. Next, they have to be compelling. You have to grab the attention and you have to hit the hot buttons that are important and relevant to somebody in that room, as if you could just read their minds. It pulls them out of that half listening mode, or maybe they're rewriting their 60-second at the time. I don't know. But you want to be compelling enough to grab them out of that mode and get them into that, holy crap, what did she just say? To where they're now have your full attention and they are really intently listening to what you're saying. And then you have to be consistent. Once you're able to get people to pay attention with a compelling message, there's no reason to make a lot of changes to your message, right? You want to rinse and repeat so you can get the same results over and over and over again. And you want to keep it the same so that you can easily memorize and repeat it. So you won't be stumbling over your words, and you're going to be able to confidently state your mic drop message with conviction, and that alone will attract people to you every single time. The best part is when you're able to be confident and know exactly what you're going to say, you can just relax. And now you can actually listen to what other people are saying. You might be able to find a really great joint venture partner or a service provider. It just makes you a better networker. And when you're able to pay attention and make connections because you've heard what they're asking for, you're just going to become your status is just going to be elevated in every situation that you go into. It's so important. And then you want to be authentic. Your message needs to be authentic and real. When you have a good message that you've crafted with intention, people can feel it when you're speaking from the heart. You really, really mean what you're saying. You feel passionately about your ability to help those that you service, about fulfilling on promises that you make to your clients so that you're going to be delivering the full value each and every time. This will come across in your demeanor, in your voice, and people will feel that they can actually trust you. It will draw their attention to you and cause them to feel compelled to refer somebody to you. They're actually scrambling to get your card now. So those are the 4 qualities that we're going to concentrate on in this training. So here's the biggest hurdle that we are going to learn to jump over, because right now here's your prospects or people that are listening to your message. They're actually on this sort of a frequency, right? That what's in it for me frequency. And then you come along with your here's what I do frequency. And those just don't really gel, right? They're 2 different frequencies, and this is why people don't communicate. This is what we need. We need a core marketing message that acts as the decoder, the ultimate signal decoder, so that we can take our messages and transmit them to our prospective clients or people that are going to refer people to us. And this is done through our core marketing message. Core marketing messages allow you to articulate very clearly who it is you work with, what problems you solve, what solutions that you provide, what benefits you offer, and what results you produce, and what guarantees you give, and what's special and unique about your services and products. It answers the 4 key prospect questions. It's the only things that they care about. Is this service for me? Why do I need this service? And what do I get from this service? Does this service really work? That's all they care about. So you can answer these questions to get to your core marketing message. And once you've established that, everything else is going to be cake. So first of all, we want to talk about your target market, your ideal clients. I'm using the word client, but it's interchangeable with patients, with customers. Maybe you're looking for new hires, or maybe you're looking for a new partner. So the target market or the ideal client who are the ideal clients for your service? What are their demographics? What are their psychographics? What is the industry? What's their position? What are their needs? What are their values? Stuff like that. What is the personality profile of your ideal client? And it's important you take the time to go through that. And it may not be just one. So if you have several, you want to do this exercise for each one of them. Next, what are the problems? What are the issues? And what are the challenges? Why does your ideal client need your service or need your product? What's not working that could be working better? What's missing? What's broken? What's frustrating? What are they struggling with? And then talk about the ultimate outcome that your products or services will create. What's the actual results that your clients will be left with when they use your product or your service? What's the ultimate outcome that will make them happy? Ask yourself, if they got that result, would that be enough? And then proof. What are your success stories? Who else has used your products or your services, and what are their results? What's an actual story of working with a client and moving them from where they were to your ultimate outcome? Now it's your turn. Go grab a piece of paper and get some of the key players in your office to help you out with this. If it's just you, well, then it's just you. But if you've got technicians out in the field, maybe a receptionist answer the phone, they're the ones on the front line, and they're going to have a lot of input to add to this. So grab everybody that you can and get together, and let's go through and find out these 4 answers to these questions to get to your core marketing message. Here's a quick example of how I filled this out for myself. This is just one of my target markets that I would want to go after. So like I said before, if you have more than one, you need to do it for each one of them. In this particular case, I wanted to target businesses that were successful, who were already spending money on advertising. They were already socially responsible and highly regarded by their clients, because I don't want to work with people that are just, out for the money. They don't really care if they do a good job or not. It's very important to me to work with people who are ethical and responsible. What are the problems? Well, they're struggling with inconsistent cash flow. They want more predictable sales. They don't want to keep spending money in advertising if they can't really see the results that they're getting. The solutions that they can expect, or the results or the outcomes. Well, I'm going to help them identify, create, and communicate their value with power, passion, and precision, so that their prospects and clients come to this one instant and obvious conclusion that they would have to be completely insane to do business with anybody else but them, regardless of price. And then I'm going to put a case study or story into that, and I'll go through one in the example that I give after we put this all together. But that's just an idea. That's just to show you how you could fill this out. And I'm sure you can very easily do this on your own. I just wanted to give you one of my examples. So we'll see you on the other side. Are you ready to create your mic drop instant referral getting message? Well, here's the formula so that you can have a great answer the next time somebody asks you, what do you do? And I told you, this part's simple. You've already done the hard work. Let's just put this together. And here's the formula. All you need to do is to fill in the blanks. I work with, and then you put your target market, who are having this problem or challenge, and I help them get whatever the result is that you give them so that they can, what is that ultimate outcome they're going to enjoy? And give a good example, like a success story that you can put in here to just drive this point home. So I'm going to show you mine real quick. I work with successful and socially responsible businesses that are experiencing some peaks and valleys in their businesses. I help them to identify, create, and communicate for lack of a better phrase, their EVPs, their extra value propositions, so that their prospects and their clients come to this one instant and obvious conclusion. I would have to be an absolute fool to do business with anybody else but you, regardless of price. I'm able to double, triple, even 10x businesses in less than a year without them having to spend any more on their advertising. I've been able to do this from my very first client, Mike, a retired Navy SEAL who decided to open up a business in one of the most competitive industries out there, fishing charters. Mike went from struggling to book 2 to 3 charters per month for his one boat in Virginia Beach to now having 2 boats and in partnering with a third, booking 3 to 4 charters per week per boat. Now, Mike didn't do this by lowering his price. He did it by articulating his value with power, passion, and precision. And he raised his prices. And now he's able to pick and choose who he wants to work with. So do you see how I did that? I just filled in the blanks. And you can do that too, just as quickly and easily as I did. So this isn't just about your 20-second to 30-second or your 60-second. This is about every situation that comes up where you are ask the question, what do you do? It could be a formal situation. It could be in the grocery store. You could be out to dinner with your friends and you have somebody coming up to you and say, hey, how you doing? Hey, so what are you up to these days? You can easily go into this conversation with them and already have it ready to go. So you're not rambling and fumbling. And who knows? You could be talking to somebody that's your next big connection. So they're going to ask what you do. You're going to be able to say, I work with this target market who have this problem. Really? How do you do that? Well, this is how I do it. I helped them to get this result. Tell me more about that. Well, I do this so they can enjoy this ultimate outcome. And hey, by the way, here's a great story I have of the last person I was able to help. So you can see how that works. It's just a beautiful thing. So I can't wait to hear about your mic drop instant referral getting message. I would love to hear about it. If you're having any issues, questions, concerns, or difficulties, why don't you shoot me an email at d@virtualtribemarketing.com or feel free to give me a call. I'd love to discuss this with you. I'll help you out any way that I can. I just want to share this information. I can't wait to hear your mic drop instant referral getting message. We'll talk soon.